Alright folks, pull up a chair. Today we're stepping into the boots of Megacity 1's most law-abiding enforcer. We're going back to the mid-2000s when comic book game adaptations weren't guaranteed cash grabs. Sometimes they actually respected the source material. I'm talking about Judge Dredd, Dredd vs. Death, published by Evolve Games for PlayStation 2, Xbox, and PC. You've seen that helmet, you've heard the gavel slam. Now let's see if this game delivers the justice you're expecting.
Side division are predicting a terrible plague. Dredd, the last thing the city needs is an epidemic. Citizens crammed together the way they are, it would spread like wildfire.
I'll keep my ear to the ground, Chief Hershey.
In the meantime, disperse those demonstrators outside.
Consider it done. Bleeding heart liberals, time to dispense some justice.
Greetings, Dredd.
Drop your weapons!
This is an
I'm locking you away. 15, no remission.
Setting the stage first because Judge Dredd runs on atmosphere. In Dredd vs. Death, you are Judge Joseph Dredd, the ultimate law enforcement officer in Megacity 1. The game takes you through the dystopian sprawl where one man holds judge, jury, and executioner authority. The death in the subtitle isn't metaphorical. There's a specific threat looming over the city that only Dredd can stop. The mission structure throws you into urban warfare zones, criminal hideouts, and high-security facilities. Unlike other adaptations that water down the license, this one understands what makes Dredd tick. Brutal efficiency, zero tolerance for criminals, and unwavering commitment to the law. You're not negotiating, you're enforcing.
Looky, if it isn't the law.
Breaking down the mechanics because action games live or die by their combat feel. The gameplay is third-person shooter action with tactical elements. You navigate through levels taking cover behind walls, aiming your Lawgiver pistol, dispatching criminals with precision. The weapon system matters. Different ammunition types serve different purposes, from standard rounds to explosive variants. Movement feels weighty, which suits Dredd's armored presence. You're not parkouring across rooftops. You're a walking fortress. Combat encounters demand awareness of enemy positions, health management, and ammo conservation. Between missions, there's progression systems unlocking new abilities or weapon modifications that make subsequent runs more efficient. Let's examine the visuals because this package has serious attitude. The cover art slaps hard. Judge Dredd dominates the foreground in his red and black helmet with reflective visor. Behind him stand mechanized enemies and armored units against the dystopian skyline under cloudy skies. That Evolve Games logo in the corner tells you who bankrolled this operation. The art direction blends comic book aesthetics with action movie cinematography. High contrast, saturated reds and blacks, brushed metal textures on armor and weapons. Lighting creates drama, highlights on the helmet, deep shadows elsewhere. This isn't trying to be subtle, it's screaming tough guy action. The isometric to third-person perspective during gameplay gives you both tactical overview and cinematic immersion.
Crash destroyed the main elevator. Use the back. Greetings, Dredd.
So where does Dredd vs. Death land in the grand scheme? Evolve Games and the Rebellion developers created something that respects its source material while delivering solid gameplay fundamentals. The third-person shooting mechanics hold up better than most licensed titles from that era. The dystopian setting isn't just backdrop, it informs every encounter design choice. You feel like Dredd because the systems force you to play decisively. Modern players might notice dated graphics or clunky camera angles, but the core loop remains engaging. For fans of the comics or 2000s action games, this still delivers. Emulation platforms make it accessible even if original discs are hard to find. Wrapping up the deep dive into Judge Dredd, Dredd versus Death. Appreciate you riding along for this retrospective. If you're hunting down a copy, check auction sites for physical media or digital storefronts that occasionally rotate classic licenses. Emulation communities have preserved plenty of mid-2000s releases for modern hardware. Comment below, are you a longtime Dredd fan? Or does this bring back memories from your PS2/Xbox days? Hit that subscribe button for more retro action game coverage, and I'll meet you in the next one.
Rock.